What is up, people? It is Monster58 and welcome back to another video review. Today we are going to be taking a look at the SH Fiiguarts Bond Forger from the anime Spy family, or well, the manga and anime Spy family. The reason I'm picking this up, and this is a totally different review from what I normally do, is because it's an adorable show. It's also, I think, a very wholesome show and a very cool show, all at the same time. And when it comes to my favorite animal to have as a pet, definitely my favorite animal in the entire world are dogs, and I absolutely love what they did specifically with Bond in the show, naming him Bond after obviously James Bond being a spy assassin show. It's a really clever name, and really shows you the influence of Western culture onto cultures of the East, especially like in Japan. And so it's really cool. Was really excited to see this because I just love how cute Bond is, and also he's freaking massive in the show, absolutely massive dog. But taking a look here at the box, this does come with not just Bond, also comes with an Anya figure. So we do have the nice SH Fiiguarts, we do have Bond Forger there, we also do have the nice artwork here, we do see that of Anya as well as Bond. We do have the Spy Family logos, the official Bandai and Tamashii Nations logos down there, Bandai up there, we do have the Bond Forger up here as well. We do have some more nice product shots of Anya as well as Bond. A nice product shot again, once again, of Bond, and then on the side here you do see Bond Forger, and then on the back we do have some of the obligatory product shots from the figure. And again, this is absolutely adorable. Really, really cool stuff. And so I think that's really it for the box. And so without further ado, alrighty, folks, here we have Bond and Anya Forger out of the box, and I gotta say, this is adorable. It's fantastic. I don't normally collect the really deep anime figures besides Dragon Ball, but this was an exception for me. I really do like how both of these look. These characters, absolutely amazing. Let's take a quick look at Anya first. Taking a look at Anya, she just kind of plops on here. Now that is probably the roughest part about this figure, is getting Anya to actually balance on Bond, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute, specifically with that little stand that Bond comes with. But taking a look at Anya, she looks really good. I mean, her facial expressions are fantastic. They do some nice shading on her hair. You do have her nice, I'm not sure what these are. I actually don't remember what these are from the show. But her eyes look really, really well done. They're very well painted. Again, that smile is absolutely adorable. You do have her nice black for her dress, and then you do have her, going down to her legs and whatnot here. But this is the way you gotta get Anya to actually sit on Bond. Unfortunately, you can get her to stand on her legs, but because of how the, butt is designed, it's designed so that it's flatter here, so that it's easier for you to rest Anya on Bond's back. So that, obviously, in the show, she rides on Bond's back because Bond is a big enough dog to where that can happen. But unfortunately, that means that it limits her mobility when she's standing, and she can't really stand. She can, but you have to literally, lean her as far forward as possible for her to stand. But I do think that the details in Anya are really, really nice. So when it comes to this figure of Anya, not compared to her, because I don't have the original, I don't have, just the straight-up Anya release. This one isn't meant to stand. This one's meant to just sit down on Bond's back or sit down on the ground. But overall, still very nice. Taking a quick look here, we take a quick look at her articulation. So her head is on a full ball joint, so you can get a full down, you can get full up. She does get full 360, but her hair is very thick, so her arm joints kind of run into that. You do have more than 90 at the elbow, and then her little wrists are on ball joints. And so they're very tiny, but they are ball joints, and so it's decently limiting. And then her legs, you can kick forward about that far, you can kick back about that far. You do have way more than 90 at the knee, and then you do have an upper thigh rotation, and then her ball joint, her feet are also, and ankles are also on ball joint. So again, you can get some decent stuff out of her. It's just the fact that she's meant to be sitting obviously limits it. You also do have a little bit of waist. It's really weird. I don't know how to describe the joint in her, in her crotch area. It's really funky. It's it's in her crotch, above her crotch, it's in her stomach or whatever, sort of. I think it's the waist. I can't really tell. I'm looking in there. I think it's the waist, but it feels like the crotch because you kind of have to grab around the crotch or the legs to actually get it to move, and it's very sensitive. As you can see, it's very easy to sort of move around. And so when it comes to this figure, I do think that it's well done. Again, it's just very limited because she's meant to stand. sorry, meant to sit. So, getting her out of the way, let's take a look at the star himself. Let's take a look at Bond. And I gotta say, guys, he looks fantastic. Now, he comes with this little stand, and I'm going to show this now. The reason he comes with the stand is because you want to use this to get him to look like he's walking, right? So when he's walking, this is like how you can get him to make it look like he's walking, so it's really nice. But he can obviously just stand on his forelegs, which is really, really cool. So, taking a look here, we can take a look at some of the details. His face is great. His mouth is also can open and close, which is really adorable, so you just got to push up there. His cute little nose, his cute little one-dot eyes. He's got a lot of nice furry detail here. Not a ton here on the back, but you can definitely see all of that sculpted in detail, which is really nice. He also has a very nice sculpted in detail on his tail. He has the nice little black for his feet, his paws, and obviously the best part about him is he has his little bow tie. Overall, I think he looks absolutely brilliant, and it's really, really amazing that they were able to get this across. The other thing I'd like to show, by the way, is Anya's accessories, the other ones that she comes with, or, well, the only ones she comes with. A bunch of hands, and I can't really hold these because they're so tiny, but she does come with two little pointer fingers. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. She comes with two, like, pointer fingers. Oh, well, that fell. And then she comes with two fists, and then she comes with one open hand like this. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. So she does come with this little, like, hand, kind of like a blast hand from, like, the Dragon Balls line. But yeah, her hands are extremely tiny. Like, I don't have big hands, and yet her hands are extremely tiny to deal with. But overall, when we're taking back a look at Bond here, sorry, I need to throw that in because I completely forgot to do that. But taking a look at Bond, again, absolutely well done when it comes to the details on this guy. Now, besides this, we're going to get into the articulation. So, getting into the articulation, his head is on a swivel mainly. And then on a ball joint here at the so there's like a swivel here, and then it's like a ball joint at this joint, so you can get minimal up and down, but not really. I mean, you can see the limitations in that. He doesn't really have any body articulation, but his legs, they'll almost do a full 360. Yeah, they'll do a full 360. It's just they kind of get a little loose in here. Then his paws are also on ball joints. Same thing here with his back legs. Same thing there. And then his tail just does this. And that's really it. And when it comes to a dog, I mean, yeah, would I have liked a little more articulation, particularly maybe some like more knee joints, I guess, in a way? Yeah, probably, but at the end of the day, especially with the way that Bond was in the show, he wasn't really super athletic. I mean, he's a big dog, right? To me, he resembles the body style of like a mastiff or something like that. You know, very big, chunky, muscly dog. And so when it comes to those dogs, they're more just like units, right? They're like absolute units more than like they're athletic, like something like a Whipple or a Greyhound, right? Those dogs are very, they have they're very skinny. They're much more acrobatic. Dogs with this body style are much more bulky. They don't move around as well, but they're strong. They're muscly, right? They're units. So at the end of the day, although the articulation isn't necessarily the best, what other poses are you really going to have Bond in? So, when it comes to Bond's accessories, obviously I showed this off on the little stand here that you can use to get Anya to sit on his back, but he also does come with some extra legs. So, obviously dogs will sit on their hind legs, so you do come with two replacement hind legs for him, so very easy to change these out. So you just got to remove each of his back legs, like so, and then you just have to fit this with the hole in the for the peg, right? You just got to fit that all in, and it's really not that difficult. Just got to line it up correctly. You usually want to rotate this down just so you can get the legs in, because they are kind of chunky. So to be able to get this in, like that. Took a little bit of doing there, and then same thing here. So we're just gonna rotate this a bit down, and then we will line this all up and sort of push in. But you can see like that. There we go. And then you can just move the tail a little bit, and ladies and gentlemen, here we have Bond sitting on his hind legs. He's so cute. He's so cute. Like I know I'm melting at the sight of this, and it's so adorable. Like at the end of the day, it is so cute how they do this with like. I'm just sitting here laughing and giggling. It's just really cute, and it just makes me, love the show even more. And so, very easy to remove these again. Now pull these off, and they'll actually put on the other leg so I can show to you how to actually try to get Anya to balance on Bond's back. So if you want to make him look like he's walking, what I like to do is you sort of position it already. So do something like this. Then you can do something like this, right? Make sure it's like this. Make sure both of those are there. And then just sort of line this up until you sort of feel it click into place. Not click, but rest in place. And then you got to take Anya here and then bow her legs essentially. And then you're going to want to rotate them down a little bit so that they sort of catch on Bond's sides. And then you just kind of lay her like that. Oops. Yeah, that's the issue is when Bond moves around like that, that's when the bad stuff happens. The other thing you have to be aware of is the angle. I got the angle wrong, so you're going to want to make it like that. And then you're going to want to try... Actually, no, I think I did get the angle correct. The way that the instructions show you is a bit confusing. Do that. And then I think you can just do this. Yeah, this is the issue. This is my biggest issue with this figure, like I mentioned to you. It's just so, sometimes it's just so difficult to get Anya to balance on Bond's back, even though you saw me do it at the beginning because I had her on there. It is just very annoying. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. My lord, I'm not going to lie to you. That was like the most frustrating 3 minutes of my life. But yes, once you get it all settled, she can actually sit very easily on Bond's back. It's just getting this stand to line up correctly is a pain in the nuts. And what I'll say is when it comes to this figure, the one thing I wish they would have engineered is essentially like gave us maybe a little Bond fur colored saddle accessory so that it blends in with this fur, but it makes it easier for Anya to sit on his back, because my lord, it's a real pain to get Anya to sit on Bond's back here, even though it looks adorable once it's finished. So, for example, one thing I can do to actually change Anya's hands out, you just gotta pull them, but keep in mind they're extremely tiny. Like I told you, they are so tiny. Then you can just do your best to plug it in, and then you can do something like this. All right. Like that, and you can have Anya point in the direction she wants to go with Bond, and that's absolutely adorable, right? So at the end of the day, even though it's frustrating to get to that point, I do still think it is a really cute display piece to have, especially if you're a big fan of the show. Alrighty, folks, so for my final and concluding thoughts on the SH Fiiguarts Bond Forger with Anya Forger from the anime Spy family, I think this is a really good set to have if you're a fan of the show. If you're not a fan of the show, don't even bother with this. The reason I only got this is just due to the fact that I love dogs. In addition to that, I think the show is absolutely adorable. It's very wholesome. And in addition, obviously being Spy family, also very cool. And I do love Bond's name being a play obviously on James Bond, showing the Western influence of Western influences on Eastern cultures. So when it comes to this set, it is not without its faults though. What are the good? Anya as well as Bond look absolutely fantastic. I also think that once you get the display right, once you get Anya as well as Bond in the right places at the right time, that everything is balanced correctly, you can have a really adorable display of what we saw in the show. I also think that evident of that both of these figures are fantastic representations of what we see both in the manga as well as what we see in the anime. This is what we see, and I think that they represent their characters beautifully. However, the biggest gripe I have with this figure, there's two. One is the fact that this Anya, the way she's engineered, is it's hard for her to stand at all, and that she's more delegated to just sitting around, specifically on Bond's back or on the floor. The other issue I obviously have, as you guys more than likely saw, trying to get Anya to actually ride on top of Bond's back. It's very difficult and it takes a while. That, once you actually get it going, then it actually looks really, really good. It's just lining up the little stand that Bond comes with, and then trying to fiddle with Anya's legs to make sure that they're in the right positions so that she can straddle Bond in the right way so that she doesn't slide off and fall over. Even though that her butt is designed where it has more of a flatter end so that you can actually much more easily lean Anya on top of Bond. I do wish that they made a saddle sort of Bond fur colored piece where you could clip it onto Bond's back and then it more easily rests Anya in there so that she doesn't end up sliding off like she does 90% of the time when you're trying to actually get this display to get going. Other than that, though, that's really about it, and I think out of a 10 I'll give this thing a 7 or an 8. I'd lean more towards a 7, just due to the fact that it is frustrating. The other thing is that I actually didn't say this even though I wanted to. The articulation is lacking. I'm not going to deny. But it's a dog, so, like, how articulated can you realistically be, right? Like, there's that argument. But yeah, I'd lean more towards a 7 than an 8. I did pick mine up on the Big Bad Toy Store, so I'll leave a link in the description to that. I also leave a link to see if you can get this on Amazon as well. I don't know if you can get this on Amazon, but if you can, I'll leave a link to that as well below. And with that, guys, I think that's about it. So I thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, comment, rate, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Also follow me on the socials. Those will be linked in the description below. And with that, guys, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.